Okay, for this restorative session, we'll get started in our first restorative pose. And the pose is going to be a forward fold child's pose. And let this be supportive and comfortable. So you'll probably want to use your bolster to support the front of your body. And I'll go ahead and show you. I have a pad here I like to use for extra cushion, and then the bolster will be in front. The knees can come about a little bit wider than your hips, so that way you have space for the bolster to sit in front. Now, if it doesn't feel very good to have your knees bent, you can still get the benefit of this pose by taking your legs out in front. Maybe you even place your feet flat on the floor and have the bolster so that it's sitting upright and your head can rest on the edge. Otherwise, if you want to explore child's pose, having the bolster in front, and then you might even bring the bolster upright so that you don't feel yourself straining to come all the way down. Maybe you have a block or another pillow or a blanket to lift upright. There are many different variations to this shape. So for me today, I'm gonna keep it lifted upright. You might even have a blanket up here at the top for your head and neck. And another option too is to take the blanket so that you have a blanket underneath your thighs and your calves. So there's a lot of different variations here. In restorative yoga, the most important part is that you're comfortable. There's no need to do anything. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to fulfill, no task, but rather a complete release. So as you come onto your support in front, maybe you have your head turned to one side, making any necessary adjustments until you feel absolutely comfortable. Once you make your way into the shape, and then I invite you to take a cleansing breath. You'll breathe into your nose and then let it go out the mouth. And do this one more time. Breathe in. Let it go. Releasing any holding. And then begin to sink into your support. Release your muscles. Allow the earth to hold you. And you can scan through your body, observe how it feels, welcoming whatever your experience is. Noticing how the heart feels, observing the sensations, and noticing your facial expressions. Allow your jaw to relax. Perhaps your teeth even separate. Your eyes could close down. Maybe you choose to keep them open for now with a soft gaze. And we'll be here for about another 3 to 5 minutes. In restorative yoga, it is the art of doing nothing, a release. So if you notice that your mind wanders or you're having difficulty relaxing or coming into a space of stillness, know that that's normal. And without judgment, return your awareness back to your experience. Your experience of the breath. Perhaps it starts to become a little bit longer and slow, steady, as you breathe in and out of the nose. You might even notice the breath in your back. Maybe you notice it in your low back. And this experience of breath that rises. It rises up the back to the heart and your chest. And with your exhale, you release and you sink in. If your head is turned to one side, when you're ready, begin to guide it the other direction. And your breath slow and steady. And if you notice that your mind keeps wandering or you're having difficulty here, perhaps you integrate a mantra into your practice. And you could use the mantra so hum. Breathing in so, exhale hum. So hum is the core vibration of all life. I am. In each passing exhale, you sink a little bit deeper, releasing the weight of your day, releasing any fears, any tension. And we'll be here for about another 30 seconds or so. As you continue to hold Notice how it feels to have the bolster. Notice how it feels to hold and support the body. Your breath slow and steady. And when you're ready, you can start to make little movements. There's no rush. You're welcome to stay and linger in your pose. As you start to come upright, you might come upright and take very little movements forward and back with your spine, rounding forward, rounding back, arching forward. Taking a cat-cow. Maybe even your head and neck. As you feel the movement of the breath with the rhythm of your body. And then go ahead and take your blanket and your bolster and you'll slide it so that it comes up towards the very front of your mat. You can have the bolster so that it is perpendicular, so it's in front of you. And then you might even have your cushion and scoot it up so that we come to lie down on the stomach. If it doesn't feel good to be on the stomach, you can also do this, a similar shape on the back. I'll show you the first variation on the stomach. It will be called a sphinx pose, but this is a very supportive sphinx pose. You can roll up a blanket so that it's long and thick, and then place it towards the back of your mat, and then the tops of your feet could rest right on top. Having the bolster here will support just underneath your rib cage. So this is a pretty big bolster size for me. I'm going to actually use a smaller one. Sometimes I use another blanket that's long and rolled up, just like this one under the feet. But I do have another bolster that's this shape, so this one works best for my body. And I'm going to place it long ways so that my elbows come up and over. Now, you can stay this way, or if you want a more restorative shape, then you might have a block, a pillow, or another blanket, and rest your forehead right on top. Make sure you leave enough space for your mouth and your nose to breathe. And then your arms could rest by the sides. This is a very gentle extension. Now, if you choose, you can do the same shape on the back with the same placement of the props, but the difference is that the bolster is underneath the shoulder blades, and your elbows and your arms can come out to the sides. So there's two different ways that you can take this. You also don't have to have the bolster at all. As you find the shape that's most comfortable for you, as we'll be here for about another 5 minutes, make sure that it feels comfortable, supportive. And returning back to that space of peace and calm. Your whole body supported. Your breath long and slow. And scanning through the body, observe your feet, your ankles, the knees, your pelvis, the spine, your shoulders, down the arms to your elbows, your hands, your whole head, your whole body, quietly breathing. And your breath as an invitation to come back anytime your mind wanders. A gentle breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. And now from here, you can slide your bolster out from underneath you and then come all the way so that you're flat onto the stomach. You can move whatever was supporting your head. And if you'd like, maybe you have the arms so that your forehead is now resting on them. Or maybe you turn your head to one side and let the arms rest by the sides. This is crocodile pose. Think of it as a belly shavasana. Allowing the full weight of your body to melt into the floor. If the head is turned to one side here, gently guide it the other direction. If you'd like to, you might even begin to lift up your feet. Perhaps you windshield wiper them side to side. And begin to invite a little bit of movement back, just enough to wake up the body to turn over as we move on to the back. As we move on to the back, you can have your bolster and take your bolster so that it's to the right side of you, just off to the side. Maybe you even have a blanket and you prop the back of your head and your neck with the blanket. If you'd like to, maybe you briefly pull the knees up in towards your chest. Or maybe you'd like to stay right here with your feet flat on the floor, reconnecting with your breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to take a very gentle spinal twist. You'll have a bolster to the side, the right side. And you can start to lower your knees over to the right side. And the knees can come down to rest on top of your bolster. Now, if it feels better for you and you'd like to take your left leg and bring it over on top of the bolster, you might have that leg up and on top and the right leg straight down the mat. Not straining, not forcing, releasing all effort and letting your body mold into the shape. Maybe you have the arms out wide, or you could rest them on the body. And begin to let the exhale become even longer. And if you have your head turned to one side, begin to bring it back so it's at the center. And then when you're ready, beginning to pull the knees, bringing them back up. You might shift your hips back into the center. If it calls to you, you could pull them up in towards the chest. Maybe you're rocking gently side to side. And then when ready, making your way over to the other side. You could move your bolster to the left, allowing the knees to fall on top. If you'd prefer to take the left leg down the mat and then the right leg and the knee is up on top of the bolster, that can work. Again, mindful that you're not straining or forcing the shape. And as you find the comfort of your shape, returning back to your experience of breath, the mind may wander, but allowing the breath to bring you back. Your exhale a little bit longer, a slow and steady. And starting to deepen the breath. Bring your awareness back. When you're ready, the knees returning back upright. If you want to explore, maybe you're pulling them up in towards your chest. And then bringing the feet back down to the floor. We're going to take a shape with the pelvis lifted. It's a supported bridge. If you'd like to, you can keep your pelvis so it stays flat on the floor. Maybe this is where you'd like to stay. You could even move into a resting pose with your bolster underneath the knees. But if it feels safe and comfortable for you to continue, then maybe you have your bolster or a blanket. You can also use a block, anything that's supportive, and you're going to place it so it comes underneath your tailbone. So I'm going to use, for me, my block. As I press into the feet to lift up the pelvis and slide it so it comes right on top. It's comfortable and supported. The arms can rest by your sides. If you have a blanket under your head, make sure that it's thin, or you might move it to the side. Make sure that you're not scrunching up at your throat, but that you feel spaciousness. And as you're here, maybe your exhale becomes even longer. It might even start to become twice as long as your inhale. Relax your the space between the eyes, the space around the eyes, your jaw, your tongue, your lips. And then bring your awareness to the heart. Soften in this space. Bring your awareness now to the navel, the rise and fall of your breath. Each passing exhale a little bit longer. You're welcome to stay in this shape. If you want to explore, maybe you choose to take your legs and you reach them up towards the ceiling. This is legs up the wall. Okay, and then slowly, if your legs are lifted, start to guide them back down. Returning back onto the feet. You can begin to press into the feet to come back upright with your pelvis to take out the prop that's beneath you and slowly lower back down to the mat. As you lower back down, maybe you windshield wiper your knees or you pull them towards you, taking any other gentle movements before we make our way into the last pose. And then we make our way into Shavasana, the pose of rest for Yoga Nidra. You can have your bolster or your blanket underneath your knees. The blanket can go under the head. Maybe you have a blanket draped around your body. And Yoga Nidra can be practiced also if you feel more comfortable. You can also roll onto the side of your body or even come onto your stomach again, if that feels more comfortable. The important part is that you are really supportive. So even more cozy and comfortable than you were in any of the other previous postures. You might even have an eye pillow and placing an eye pillow over the eyes. Making any necessary adjustments. As you start to make those adjustments and you scan through the whole body, notice if there's any other areas that could be just 5, maybe even 10% more comfortable. And then taking a cleansing breath. Exhale, let it go. One more time, breathe in. Let it go. And the arms may be resting by the sides with your palms upright. The eyes closed down. Open and receptive. Start to scan through the body. Begin to notice the soles of your feet, your ankles, up the legs to your knees, your thighs, pelvis, your hands, wrists, elbows, up to your shoulders, the back of your head. Noticing all points of contact that touch the floor. And your breath slow and steady. Not trying to change or control anything. Anytime the mind wanders, you'll come back to the sound of my voice and you can start over wherever you are. There's no right or wrong way to do this practice. Being fully open and receptive. Each passing exhale, surrender a little bit more fully. In Yoga Nidra, we use a sankalpa. This is an intention or a deep resolve something that you wish to see in your life. Perhaps you use the intention for this week. I see my own light. Or maybe there's another intention that you're working with. Perhaps it's I am. When you're ready, you can silently say this to yourself 3 times. And you'll release the intention as we come back to the experience of rest in your body. We'll now rotate awareness throughout the body. So I'll call out different parts of the body and you'll move your awareness rapidly according to my instructions. And if you lose track, come back. You can start over anytime. Try your best to remain awake and aware. But if your body does release into a state of sleep, that's okay too. Bring all of your awareness to your mouth. Become aware of your jaw, tongue, lower row of teeth, upper row of teeth, gums, upper lip, lower lip, space between the lips, both cheeks, right ear, left ear, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, right eye, left eye, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, space between the eyebrows. Now become aware of your right hand. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, right armpit, ribs, waist, right hip, right thigh, knee, calf, shin, ankle, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, Become aware of the whole right side of your body, the whole right side of your body. Now become aware of your left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, left armpit, ribs, waist, left hip, thigh, knee, calf, shin, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Become aware of the left side of your body. Bring your awareness now to your pelvis, right buttock, left buttock, lower back, mid back, upper back, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, both temples, right eye, left eye, space between the eyes, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, mouth, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, the heart, upper chest, middle chest, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, navel, pelvis. And now become aware of the whole back of the body, the front of the body, right arm, left arm, Both arms together. Right leg, left leg, both legs together. Become aware of your whole body. Become aware of your whole body in complete stillness, quietly resting. And we'll now start to observe the rise and fall of your navel with the rhythm of your breath, the spaciousness as you inhale, the release as you exhale, the rise and fall of your navel as the gentle swell of the ocean, the breath that flows in, it flows out, your whole body breathing. And begin to experience with each inhale the whole body filling with light, the whole body filling with gold light. And with each exhale, the light returning back to the center of the navel. Each inhale, the light expands, the breath rises, spreading throughout the whole body. Each exhale, the light returns back to the center. Continue this visual, this experience on your own. The inhale, the breath carries throughout the body gold light. Each exhale, returning back to the center. And perhaps you even observe this light expanding beyond the body to the space that surrounds the body. And your exhale, returning back to the center. Breathing in, breathing out. The whole body filled with light. And now release the practice as you start to bring your awareness to different images that I call out. Now, as I call out the image, you can visualize it before you. Try not to invest too much thought, but rather observing as a witness, open to your experience. Visualize before you the color yellow, blue, pink, a red rose, a starry night, a full moon, a cat arching its back, a black horse galloping, a fresh garden, your hands in soil, a woman laughing, a baby crying, a sunflower, and then visualizing you meditating at the edge of the water, an ocean or a river, a body of water before you. As you sit at the edge, quietly breathing in contemplation. And now coming back to the experience of gold light. Visualize gold light. We'll stay here just another few minutes. You're welcome to come out of this at any time. Breathing in, breathing out. And start to come back to your intention, your sankalpa. And when you're ready, you'll quietly recite this to yourself 3 times, delivering it in this space of deep rest. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. When you are ready to come back from your practice, back into your evening, back into your body, begin to notice and observe the sounds that you hear around you. And let those sounds guide you closer to your body as you notice lying on the floor, maybe even visualizing where you are in the room, the placement of your props. And your breath starts to deepen. As the breath begins to deepen, you begin to bring movement back, maybe rocking your head side to side or moving your hands and your feet. And you might take a moment to pause here briefly before you make your way upright. You could roll onto your side. Maybe you place one hand over your heart and you honor the light within you, honor the space that you take up in your unique body, your unique breath, and this connection. Thank you for letting me guide you in this beautiful practice. So, in honor of all that we are, all that there is, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all the world be happy and free from suffering. May we all live with peace, peace, perfect peace. Thank you.